This morning, I have the privilege of speaking with Javier Polo, who is the director, writer, and also producer for the documentary, The Mystery of the Pink Flamingo. Can you tell us about your film?
Hi. Well, the film is a road trip of a character that is trying to find who he really is, and I think it's an adventure because he travels to the States and starts to see many interesting characters such as John Waters, Allee Willis, and I think it's very I think it inspires a lot to others to be themselves, which is what I find very difficult because not many people ask themselves these questions.
You take a very interesting approach to it because uh, I'm not sure if it your type of storytelling with the documentary, you mix it really well where I'm learning about certain types of fashion, certain types of people's lifestyles, but at the same time I'm so intrigued in Rigo's character. Can you talk about how you guys put this together in order for it to really blend so well?
Since the very beginning that we wanted to make a film about the Pink Flamingo, we knew that it had to be something different because the actual animal is so different and so special, and it allowed us to play with humor. It allowed us to play with some fiction parts because the documentary had to be innovative for sure and refreshing. I think the aesthetics of the flamingo also help a lot. And Rigo, I had the luck to work with him in the past in another documentary, and that's where I met him, and we became friends. And I was I felt that he was a very special person because he's a free mind. You know, he doesn't care about what others might think about him, and he's really like a wild person. And I think it's that helped me a lot to find a way in the narrative part because I think he represents very well the message of the
Mhm.
film. And what we had to do is to work in the beginning because the person that we see at the beginning is fiction, and the person that ends up the film is who he really is because that the clothes that we see in the film is his own clothes. That's the way he dresses, and also his behavior starts from half of the film through. It starts to be real. You know, that's how he is. When you see the interview with the pink lady, it's like really uh, him there. You know.
So how fun was that? Because when I approached the film, I watched it first and then I read a little bit about it afterwards, and I said to myself, this is not the same person that we were introduced to, and I thought it must have been a lot of fun, especially for you who him, you worked with him before, to see him kind of go back into this almost like turtle shell, and then go back to his personality. How fun was it to film that?
It was an experiment and it was risky because you know he's like really explosive. You know, it's always talking, dancing, singing, doing crazy things. You know, you can't really control him, and he never wore black for like 20 years, and it was really fun. You know, because when we saw him on the clothes that he had to wear, he was shocked, you know, like, no, I'm not wearing that, there's no way. But yeah, in the end I think it works. He at some I think he suffered some part of it because it was stressful, you know, for him to become this new character that is really a gray personality, you know, like really it's very different from what he really is, you know. So but yeah, I think it turned out with some help with the editing, it turned out I think that well, yeah.
From the beginning, is that the narrative way that you wanted to present the film, where the narrator would be able to break the fourth wall, but at the same time communicate with the character? Because I thought that was very clever, and it really it really helped the pacing of the film.
Yeah, the narrator, I think it's a key, it's a fundamental part of the film because we needed to present the character very quickly because that part, the gray part, you couldn't really spend like 20 minutes of the film with that because you really need to start the trip and start meeting the characters and and without the narrator that would have been very difficult to get to know the character in a little time. And also I think the voice, it gives a lot of personality to the character as well, and I think it, it helps a lot to understand what is happening and what is the character going through. And he's like a well-known voice recorder here in Spain. He's done dubbing the Lord of the Rings, Anthony Hopkins, the Silence of the Lambs, so he's like well known here, and I think he does a fantastic work.
It was a great choice.
Yeah.
My next question: did you guys start with you talked about a little bit? You guys started with the concept of the flamingo and Rigo's character, but as you developed this, did it grow into something more? Because I felt that in the film, it was really able to connect with the audience, as far as, like you were saying earlier, to be yourself.
Yeah, because at the beginning you might think, when you are pitching the project to somebody, like they will say that this is gonna be something superficial or just something aesthetic. But in the end, you start to find these characters who have been struggling to to express themselves, have been very brave, and I think that they show the way to many others of how to express yourself. And I think it's something we experienced as well in the film because we didn't know what we were gonna do, but we knew that there was something special about this project, and I think the time put us right. But as I say, we experienced throughout the process the same that the character is experiencing in the film. So I think it's something really authentic and genuine in that way.
How did you guys go about selecting this really uh, unique group of individuals to interview?
Most of the documentation or investigation has been done on the internet. Obviously, John Waters was the first one that came to mind and that we really wanted to get, and we could do it thanks to Gabriela, which was the director of a festival here in Madrid, and then she invited John Waters a couple of times to Spain, so she had a personal relationship with him. And then the others, it was just about looking for flamingos, kids, and also pink buildings. Like we had this research that we did with in advance, traveling to the States. But there were some really interesting surprises that we are very thankful, like Brian Anthony. We didn't know him, and 2 days before the interview, we are going to interview the actor from Miami Vice, secondary actor. In the end, the agent canceled. 2 days ago, we didn't know what to do. We were in Miami and we didn't have any character, and it was crazy. But in the end, we found Brian, and I think it's one of the best interviews in the film, and I think it's really when the movie starts to grow. I think it's very unique. Yeah.
One of your interviewees, the Queen of Pink. I'm really curious. How pink was that house?
Really, real pink. It was like a massive information, pink formation. Uh, but yeah, it was fun, a lot of fun. I think the interview has a lot of humor as well, and I think she's kids herself.
Mhm.
I think it portrays really well what we're talking about it in the film.
So I'm just gonna share with you a little bit of my experience with it, which is funny, is because last weekend before I knew I was going to be conducting this interview, we were at the zoo admiring the flamingos. And it actually followed up the next day while doing laundry with my girlfriend about the idea that I wear too much black and I need to change that up. I need to add some color in my life. 2021, one of my resolutions was add more color in your life because you're more than just black. So, and then, and now your film comes along, and I was like, this couldn't come at a better time for me. And it's really, for me personally, very inspirational to really open up in that way and just let myself, enjoy more of life and more things that maybe aren't considered normal, and just step out of that black zone like Rigo did. So my last question for you is, what do you hope audiences take away from your film?
It's funny that I'm wearing black today. It's my only black jumper, but I usually wear a lot of color, and I'm pretty also like I like vivid colors, but yeah, not today. No, but anyways, regarding your question, I think it's especially this year that if there is a color that could define what we're living through, I think it will be the gray. And with the movie, what we're trying to do is to delete that gray and bring it of color, humor, and joyness. I think it's a very optimistic film, especially for artists. I think it's the artists will be the ideal target of the film, because it's people that are going through creative process and questions, and they really need to be pushing themselves every day. And I think that this is at least what we would like to believe is that it will inspire people to be themselves and to create, which is fundamental. We need to create, to express ourselves, and as much as we do, and the more that we do it, the better that we all will be.
Javier, thank you so much for spending some time with me this morning, this afternoon. And I hope that the rest of your day goes well. Congratulations on a great documentary, which all our viewers can actually check out now, as it is available on video on demand.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.